Imagine sitting in a doctor's office, heart pounding, as they look you in the eye and say, "Dialysis is your only option. Your kidneys are failing. There's no other way." It's a terrifying moment, one that thousands face every single day. But what if I told you that might not be true? What if I told you there's a study, hidden in plain sight, that found people with near-zero kidney function lived longer without dialysis? Sounds impossible, right? Yet, in a groundbreaking study, patients who followed a very low-protein diet, VLPD, with just 250 milligrams of protein a day, had better survival rates than those on dialysis. But why don't we hear about this? Why is dialysis pushed as the only solution? Is it really about patient health, or is something else at play? Let's dive in. The PUROBLEM. Why are so many patients forced into dialysis? Here's what they don't tell you. Dialysis isn't just a treatment, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Every single year, dialysis clinics generate billions in revenue. And once you start, it's a lifelong commitment, a cycle that's almost impossible to break. But the real question is, do all CKD patients actually need dialysis? The standard medical approach is brutally simple. When your GFR, glomerular filtration rate, drops below 15, your doctor says it's time. No discussion, no alternatives, no mention of other options. They make it sound like dialysis is the only way to survive. But what if I told you that starting dialysis too early might actually shorten your life? Yes, you heard that right. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that patients who delayed dialysis actually lived longer than those who started early. Yet, despite this shocking discovery, dialysis is still pushed as the go-to treatment, even when it isn't necessary. And here's the most disturbing part. Millions of people are on dialysis right now, who might not even need to be. Think about that for a second. People sitting in dialysis clinics, hooked up to machines, going through endless treatments, when research suggests there might be another way. So why aren't more doctors talking about this? Why isn't there more awareness about the very low protein diet, VLPD? A method that has been scientifically proven to help patients live longer without dialysis. The answer might be uncomfortable, but it's clear. Dialysis makes money. But a diet? A diet doesn't. The study that changes everything. Here's where things take a shocking turn. For decades, the medical community has operated under one assumption. When your GFR, glomerular filtration rate, drops below 7, your kidneys have failed, and dialysis is the only option left. No debate, no alternatives, just a ticking clock, counting down to the day you'll be hooked up to a dialysis machine for the rest of your life. But what if that assumption was wrong? A groundbreaking study challenged everything we thought we knew. Researchers took patients with a GFR below 7, people who, by all medical standards, should have been on dialysis immediately, and instead put them on a very low-protein diet, VLPD. No dialysis, just diet. And the results? They lived longer than those who went on dialysis. Yes, you heard that right. These were patients with near-zero kidney function. Their bodies were at the point where doctors insisted dialysis was the only way to stay alive. Yet, those who followed the VLPD approach outlived those who started dialysis. Let that sink in. Patients who avoided dialysis and followed a strict low-protein regimen had better survival rates than those who went the conventional route. How is that even possible? How can someone with a GFR below 7, someone whose kidneys are barely functioning, survive longer without dialysis than someone who gets treated with it? The answer lies in understanding what GFR really means and why blindly following traditional CKD treatment might be a dangerous mistake. What your GFR really means. Most people diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, CKD, are told a simple set of rules. A GFR above 90? Normal. Nothing to worry about. A GFR below 60? Chronic kidney disease. Your kidneys are damaged, but you still have time. A GFR below 15? End-stage renal disease, ESRD. Meaning, according to doctors, it's time for dialysis. No explanations, no alternative options, just a clear-cut system that tells you when to panic. But here's something they don't tell you. A low GFR doesn't mean your kidneys have stopped working. It doesn't mean they're useless. It doesn't mean they failed overnight. Even at a GFR of 7, your kidneys are still filtering waste, still functioning, even if at a lower capacity. So, the real question is, why rush into dialysis when there's another way? Why force your body into an aggressive, life-altering treatment if your kidneys still have some life left in them? See, doctors are trained to act fast when GFR drops too low. They view it as a ticking time bomb, a point of no return. But research shows that waiting and managing kidney function through diet could actually help preserve what little function remains. And that's exactly where the very low-protein diet, VLPD, comes in. A diet so restrictive, yet so powerful, that it has been scientifically proven to extend kidney life without dialysis. So why don't more doctors talk about it? That's the million-dollar question. The VLPD diet, a radical approach that works. Imagine being told that your kidneys are failing, that you're running out of time, that dialysis is inevitable. Now imagine being handed a completely different solution, one that goes against everything you've been told. A solution that isn't a machine, isn't a transplant, but something as simple as changing what's on your plate. That's exactly what the very low-protein diet, VLPD, is. And it's nothing short of shocking. So, what exactly is the VLPD diet, and why does it work? The concept is simple. The less protein you eat, the less stress on your kidneys. The less stress on your kidneys, the longer they keep working. That's because processing protein creates toxic waste products, things like urea and creatinine, that your kidneys have to filter out. When your kidney function is already weak, eating too much protein forces them to work harder. And if they're already struggling, that extra burden could push them over the edge. But here's where it gets extreme. The VLP diet isn't just low in protein, it's almost non-existent. Patients in the study ate just 250 milligrams of protein per day. To put that into perspective, a single egg contains 6,000 milligrams of protein, which is 24 times the daily limit on this diet. A piece of chicken, easily over 20,000 milligrams. Even a handful of nuts far exceeds what's allowed. So that raises the big question. How did these patients survive on such little protein? How could they possibly get the nutrients they needed without starving their bodies? The answer lies in a special kind of food, one designed specifically for this diet. And that's what we're going to uncover next. The key components of VLPD. If the very low protein diet, VLPD, works by drastically cutting protein intake, then the next big question is, what do you eat instead? Because if protein is reduced to near zero levels, the body still needs energy to survive. And that's where careful calorie replacement comes in. To follow VLPD successfully, patients had to replace protein calories with other sources, nutrient-dense foods that wouldn't overload the kidneys. Here's how they did it. AIA foods. Specially designed low-protein rice, bread, and noodles became the foundation of this diet. Brands like AIA and Low Profin created these foods specifically for kidney patients, allowing them to eat enough calories without excessive protein intake. Vegetables and fruits. Most vegetables and fruits were still allowed. They provided essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, nutrients the body desperately needed to stay strong. Unlike protein-heavy foods, these didn't put additional strain on the kidneys. Healthy oils. Since protein was almost eliminated, patients relied on fats for energy. Healthy oils, like olive oil and avocado oil, became essential to maintain weight and preventing malnutrition. Cheat meals, monitored. A strict diet like this is difficult to follow long-term, so researchers in the study allowed patients to have a small, controlled cheat meal once a week. But this wasn't just any meal. It was carefully monitored. Blood tests were used to check BUN, blood urea nitrogen, and phosphate levels, ensuring that the kidneys weren't being overburdened. But here's something crucial. The diet alone wasn't enough. Because when you strip protein down to almost nothing, you also lose essential amino acids, the building blocks of life. That's where supplements came in. Without them, this diet wouldn't just be difficult, it would be dangerous. And the most important of these supplements, a specific type of nutrient that allowed patients to get what they needed without poisoning their kidneys. Let's talk about that next. The essential supplements for VLPD-CCS. The very low protein diet, VLPD, is a powerful tool, but by itself, it's not enough. Because when you cut protein down to near zero levels, something critical happens. Your body stops getting essential amino acids, the building blocks of life. And without those, your muscles waste away. Your energy plummets. Your immune system weakens. So how did patients in the study survive without enough protein? How did they manage to avoid dialysis and still get the nutrients their bodies needed? The answer lies in two key supplements. 1. B vitamins, the energy and blood protectors. One of the biggest risks of kidney disease is anemia, a dangerous drop in red blood cells that leaves you feeling weak, exhausted, and dizzy. And the reason? Your kidneys help make a hormone called erythropoietin, EPO, which tells your body to produce red blood cells. When kidney function declines, EPO levels drop, leading to severe anemia. That's why patients on VLPD needed high doses of B1, B6, B9, folic acid, and B12. These vitamins played three critical roles: preventing anemia by supporting red blood cell production, boosting energy to combat fatigue, regulating homocysteine levels, which if too high, increases the risk of heart disease. Without these vitamins, the diet wouldn't just be difficult, it would be dangerous. 2. Keto analogs, protein without the poison. Here's the biggest problem with protein. When your body breaks it down, it produces nitrogen, phosphorus, and urea, waste products that overload the kidneys. But what if there was a way to get the benefits of protein without the harmful waste? That's exactly what keto analogs do. Keto analogs are modified amino acids. They provide the essential building blocks of protein, but in a way that doesn't stress the kidneys. Patients in the study used brands like Freas and Albutrix, which helped them maintain muscle mass without overloading the kidneys. Avoid protein malnutrition, which can happen on a strict low-protein diet. Prolong kidney function, delaying the need for dialysis. Without these supplements, the VLP diet wouldn't work. But with them, patients avoided dialysis and lived longer, and that changes everything. The truth about CKD treatment. So now the question is, why aren't more people being told about this? Why are so many CKD patients pushed straight to dialysis? When research proves there's another way, the answer is uncomfortable, but simple. Dialysis is a billion-dollar industry. Think about it. Each dialysis session costs thousands of dollars. A single patient on dialysis generates tens of thousands of dollars per year for dialysis centers, hospitals, and pharmaceutical companies. Multiply that by millions of patients worldwide, and you start to see why dialysis is pushed as the only option. And here's the worst part. Once you start dialysis, it's almost impossible to stop. Most patients are told they'll never get off the machine, that they'll need dialysis for the rest of their lives, unless they're lucky enough to get a kidney transplant, which most never do. But here's what they don't want you to know. A very low-protein diet, VLPD, when done correctly, has been scientifically proven to slow kidney decline, extend kidney function, and delay or even prevent dialysis. It's cheap, it's effective, and it doesn't make anyone rich. That's why you won't hear about it from big dialysis corporations. That's why it's not the first thing doctors mention, because there's no money in it. But you deserve to know the truth. You deserve to know all your options. Because when it comes to CKD, what you don't know could change your entire future. What should you do now? If you or someone you love has chronic kidney disease, CKD, you need to know all your options. Because here's the truth. Once you start dialysis, there's no going back. It's a lifelong commitment, a routine of sitting in a clinic for hours, multiple times a week, feeling drained, watching as your life slowly revolves around a machine. So before jumping into dialysis, ask questions. Ask your doctor about the very low-protein diet, VLPD. Ask if it could help delay dialysis or even prevent it altogether. And if they dismiss it, get a second opinion. Because this isn't just about living longer, it's about quality of life. You deserve to make an informed decision. You deserve to know if there's a better way. So don't just accept dialysis as your only option. Explore every possibility. And now, I want to hear from you. Do you think the medical industry is hiding alternative treatments? Do you believe patients should be told about all their options, not just the ones that make money? Drop a comment below, and let's get this conversation started. Because this isn't just about one person. This is about millions of lives. And if you found this eye-opening, hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe for more life-changing insights. Because the truth deserves to be heard. And right now, someone out there needs to hear it.